Oh boy. I forgot they were here.
That one, I believe, is music.
Court calls the case of Danbury Park versus Carmen Donnell.
From the very first second, Judge Simpson's courtroom feels like a pressure cooker, one filled with confusion, paperwork, and rising frustration. We're dropped into a civil case between Danbury Park Apartments and a tenant named Carmen Donnell, and right away, things seem messy. The plaintiff's attorney talks about a motion to set aside a default judgment, which means Carmen missed a prior court date and automatically lost. But here's the twist. The landlord isn't fighting it. They actually agree to set it aside. Sounds simple, right? Not quite. Within seconds, the communication chaos begins. This case is a textbook example of how poor record-keeping and miscommunication can spiral into a $15,000 disaster. Keep an eye on Judge Simpson. His patience will be tested today. He's calm, but he's about to navigate total confusion between lawyers, managers, and a frustrated tenant who just wants to be heard.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Zappin, P68107 on behalf of the plaintiff.
Is Mr. Donnell here? Mr. Donnell? Hang on, counsel. We had received some communication
Yes.
from her this morning.
I'm here.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Donnell.
Had to
All right.
unmute. I apologize.
It's all right. All right, where are we on this case?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that she has a motion to set aside a default judgment. We have no objection to that. We also submitted documents for a dismissal without prejudice, and new park manager, new apartment complex manager has their paperwork squared away. I don't want to take up the court's time.
Oh. Ma'am, you have no objection to that?
Your Honor, right now it's I don't. This is the first time I've heard of this.
Good morning. Is this for Donnell, Carmen?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hello, Judge Marie Riley, the new property manager at Danbury Park. I'm just
Yes,
now
ma'am.
Is this the case for Donnell, Carmen Donnell?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
All
I'm
right,
just
Mr. Donnell. Hold on, everybody stop for a minute. Mr. Donnell,
Yes, Your Honor.
you filed a motion to set aside the default judgment, right?
Yes.
And they're not objecting to the setting aside of the default judgment. And they're also seeking to dismiss the case.
Okay.
no,
And
sir.
what I asked is whether or not you had a problem with that.
Your Honor, she just said no. So
She said no what?
that they're not agreeing to do that. I don't know what's going on. This is so
Me either
confusing.
now.
I know it went from 4,000 to almost 15,000 right now, so that's why I'm not understanding what's going on, and I don't know.
This is where the case gets real. Carmen's tone shifts from confusion to disbelief. And who can blame her? Imagine owing $4,000 one year, and suddenly the debt nearly quadruples. This usually happens when subsidized housing paperwork, like recertifications, isn't filed correctly. Rent can jump to market rate if management doesn't process updated income forms. But here's the legal key. If Carmen did file her recertification and the office lost it, that's on the property, not her. Judge Simpson knows it too. He's fishing for clarity while both sides talk over each other. This kind of disorganization makes the court's job nearly impossible. Viewers, what do you think? Should tenants be punished for management's mistakes, or does the responsibility ultimately fall on both sides to stay on top of the paperwork? Drop your thoughts below.
All right, let me start again. Counsel, my understanding is this was the defendant's motion to set aside the default judgment, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And that plaintiff was not opposing that.
That is the records that I have, and I got those from my partner. If the manager from Danbury can speak to that, I don't know if they have their numbers squared away. That we're going to dismiss it and then refile.
Okay, they may refile, but for this, my understanding is they're setting it aside and dismissing the case.
Because if my park manager has different information, that's just what I have in my records here. She's on the line. Could you address that from Danbury?
Absolutely. It was to be, as if she followed through with, the payment plan that was set up by Huck. I did speak with the, representative from the Hawk program at SOS Services, and they were only willing to pay up to $2,000. No other funds had been resolved. There's no resolution to the issue, and the documents have not been completed. Responsibility for the resident. I am new to the property. I've come on the 10th, but I've reviewed all her file and she has not been compliant. It was to be dismissed if she were compliant.
The property manager claims non-compliance, but notice the hesitation in her voice. She's new, meaning she's working off old notes, not first-hand experience. That's a red flag in housing disputes. Courts rely on first-hand knowledge, not second-hand summaries. Carmen pushes back hard, insisting she recertified and had no income, which could make her rent zero. If that's true, this isn't just mismanagement. It's a potential violation of HUD recertification requirements. And Judge Simpson senses it. His measured tone hides irritation, but legally he knows no eviction should advance without verified documentation. Cases like this show how fast miscommunication can turn into legal jeopardy. Ever dealt with bureaucracy where no one answers the phone and somehow you end up paying for their error? Yeah, that's Carmen's world right now.
That's not true. I recertified last year. After my recertification, I never received anything from you all. You're new. This is really old. I recertified. At that point, it said I owed $4,000. Right now, it says close to 15.
I understand.
I needed a copy of my recertification. I never got a copy of my recertification paperwork stating that I had no income, so the rent should have been zero. No, that's the issue. I never received anything as far as my recertification. And I did recertify.
And I believe that is true, Your Honor. I guess at this point, if I could just seek an adjournment, I'll leave it to the court's discretion. On that.
Really? That's where I was headed anyway. Okay, folks. Somehow or another, everybody needs to get this resolved. I don't have a sticker.
Yes, Your Honor. And I wanted to say on the record, I've been up to that office numerous times. I've called over the course of a year. Either no one's in the office, they never answer the phone. I mean, Hawk gave up on me because they couldn't get through to management. We're just now getting through to management because this could have been resolved last year.
Okay, if you could both, since you're having a communication problem, you could both call my office. We're in our office from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. If
I've tried to do that. I've tried to call you guys. I'm getting no help.
Okay.
I had a lawyer that was working with me. He don't even want to work with me because there's no correspondence. There's no one to help me. I'm doing this by myself.
That's the emotional peak of this case. You can hear the exhaustion in Carmen's voice. She's fighting a corporate wall of silence, no callbacks, no help, and rising debt. For many low-income tenants, this is where hope collapses. They're told to communicate, yet management never responds. Judge Simpson listens carefully. He knows this isn't about just dollars, it's about due process. Without proper communication, tenants lose their right to fair notice and resolution. But Carmen's also revealing something powerful. She's still showing up. Despite feeling abandoned, she's in court, pleading her case. That persistence might just save her. Quick thought for viewers. How would you handle being ignored by the very people managing your home? Would you fight like Carmen or walk away?
So now it's
Okay.
$15,000. I don't understand that. How?
Okay, Mr. Now.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm really upset.
I can tell.
It's going nowhere, Your Honor. It's going and next month. It's going to be 20,000 in a minute.
Okay, I don't know that. All I can say is this. What counsel's indicated is that both you and the property manager need to call his office. And then you guys can have a discussion. It doesn't mean that you have to agree, but at least you can agree on exactly what anybody wants the court to do. Okay, so Ms. Donnell, can you do that for me?
Yes, Your Honor, I need my recertification that when I recertified last year. That for some reason they've lost that. And now they're charging market rent from what I understand, and it's $1,300 a month. Can you believe that? For here, $1,300 a month.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
that's
don't
what's
have
going
your,
on. I'm sorry,
okay,
Your Honor.
okay. So you
I
don't have your
I
Go
recertified
ahead.
last March. Last March, I recertified in their office. I filled out the necessary paperwork to did the recertification. And at that time, I was getting unemployment, which ended in April. So that following month, my unemployment had ended and my income would have went down to zero, but I filled out the paperwork and everything and submitted everything I was supposed to submit. I never received any correspondence after that. I haven't been able to get in touch with anyone in that
Okay,
office.
all right, Ms. Donnell, Ms. Donnell,
Yes,
let's
Your
do
Honor.
this. You got a property manager that's new. And you got certain information that she may not have. Okay? So why don't you contact counsel's office? He'll get in touch with his clients and maybe you guys can have a meeting to try to clarify all of those issues, okay?
Finally, a lifeline. Judge Simpson gives both sides a clear order. Talk outside the courtroom. It's simple but strategic. By shifting the battle from court filings to direct contact, he's giving them one last chance to fix this without another hearing. Legally, this is called judicial mediation. When a judge pushes for communication instead of immediate judgment, it saves time and money, but it only works if both sides cooperate. Carmen wants proof of her recertification. The manager wants updated paperwork, and the lawyer just wants it off his desk. Will they actually talk? Hard to say, but this moment shows Judge Simpson's strength. Firm, practical, and fair. He won't let chaos drag his courtroom into another shouting match.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me adjourn this matter out
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, Your Honor.
much. I appreciate it.
and I'll adjourn it to March 5th, 2024, 9 a.m. Okay?
Okay,
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right.
thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
So, and you told me that was going to be easy. You certainly did. You certainly did. So I'm not taking any more files from you. Oh, boy. Mr. Weiss, really? All right. Group 5 versus Roderick Smith.
Morning, Your Honor. Bob Weiss appearing on behalf of Group 5.
Your name, sir?
How you doing, Your Honor? Roger. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, where are we, Jim?
The last time we were here, you told us to go out in the hall and make an arrangement. At that point in time, I agreed with Mr. Smith to waive the late fees, but not the month-to-month fees. We have prepared a consent judgment at that point in time for $1,755, which includes $217 in court costs, plus the January's rent and the month-to-month fee. He was to have paid it by January 29th, 2024. He hasn't paid it yet. So we're here right now in January, and I'd like the ability to add the February's rent and late charge to that amount. Because February's rent has not been paid either.
Well, but you said you had the judgment, but you didn't enter that. I didn't sign that judgment.
No, you didn't sign the judgment. I had submitted it to the court. The court set it up for hearing because they wanted to put the consent on the record. I have the judgment here. But the time for payment of that amount has expired. So I didn't know what the court wanted to do.
All right. Sir, what's your position?
Yeah, Your Honor. So I agree with the terms of what's owed, but I would like to certify my rights in subrogation and settle the account.
Do what?
Certify my rights under subrogation and settle the account.
Now we switch to the second case, and it takes a bizarre turn. The defendant throws out phrases like certify my rights under subrogation and settle in equity. Translation: he's dabbling in sovereign citizen or freeman language, legal theories courts reject instantly. Subrogation means one party pays another's debt and takes their legal place, not something a tenant can claim on rent. Judge Simpson's response is surgical. He asks calm, pointed questions to expose the misunderstanding, and within seconds, the entire argument collapses. For viewers, this is a masterclass in how judges maintain authority without confrontation. They let the logic unravel itself. But let's be real. What's the wildest excuse you've ever heard someone try in court?
What does that mean?
In equity, settle this account because has to do with equity.
That's to do with non-payment of rent.
Still, it's equity. That's what we're dealing with. So I do have a right to subrogation. And I would like to certify my rights to subrogation and settle the account.
You have a right to subrogation, you're saying.
Correct.
Explain that to me.
Explain it to me.
I mean, that's basically what it is, Your Honor. It's my right. I mean, I would assume
Explain what you
that the court
think.
would understand
Explain what you think that means.
when a third party intervenes to take place or pay.
Okay, so who's the third party?
Basically, it's under my estate where they're administrating the claim from.
What estate?
My all caps name.
Your all caps name.
Correct.
Okay. So, first of all, under what you just explained to me, there is no right of subrogation.
Here's where Judge Simpson reclaims control. He explains the law with precision. Subrogation doesn't apply to rent disputes, period. It's refreshing to see judicial patience at work. Many judges would have cut this off immediately, but Simpson uses the moment as a quiet lesson in legal literacy. The courtroom remains calm, yet the contrast is striking. One side talks in pseudo-legal riddles, while the judge anchors everything in actual statute. This is how justice stays grounded. It's not about fancy Latin terms. It's about facts, payments, and signed agreements. That's the line between courtroom drama and courtroom clarity.
So we can't settle the account under subrogation.
You can settle not under subrogation. What you've explained is not subrogation.
I mean, if you want me to actually give you the definition.
Oh, I understand what subrogation means. I was
Oh.
checking whether you do, because what you're saying is not subrogation.
So
So,
that's how I would like to settle the account, Your Honor.
well, settling the account and subrogation are two separate things.
Okay.
So if you want to settle the account, you need to pay it.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
All right. No problem.
Okay, so Mr. Weiss, with February's rent, how much is owed?
With February's rents, sticking to the deal that Mr. Smith and I made last week, waiving the $225 in prior late fees, not including February's late fee, which is now due. Amount owing would be 3193, which includes the 217 in court costs.
31.
93.
Could I get a statement of that as well?
Well, I'll put it in the judgment.
All right, and how much time does he have to get that paid?
10 days.
You could allot me, Your Honor.
I can give them up to the
14
20th.
days.
Just,
Okay,
Mr. Weiss, don't interrupt. Go ahead, what?
Yeah, that's fine. To the 20th.
I'll
is
give them
fine.
to the 20th.
That should be enough time.
So you're not disputing the figure,
No, sir.
and the parties are agreeable and the court would agree to go to the 20th of February.
Correct.
All right.
The court will bear with me. I will,
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to indicate, I'm going to find that there's no tribal issue after hearing rather than a consent judgment. And I will enter that judgment. So you'll have till that date to get
Yes.
that paid. You
Okay.
understand that?
Yes.
wasn't that easier in the last case, Your Honor?
Not really. It almost went south.
I know you
Take-
made a face when I come up here.
Let him take a look at it. All right.
It's also a money
You've
judgment.
looked at over.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have any questions regarding anything contained on this?
No, sir.
All right. So I'm going to sign this, okay? And then if you need a copy, you can pick up a copy up front at the front counter.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I signed off. I'll enter that judgment. You guys
Thank
are
you,
all
Your Honor.
set.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Case closed. Judge Simpson enters judgment and moves the docket forward like a pro. Both parties agree to terms, and justice, at least procedurally, is served. This courtroom session was a roller coaster of confusion, frustration, and sharp legal reasoning. From Carmen's housing dispute to Mr. Smith's equity argument, we've seen how vastly different cases can unfold in the same room. What ties them together? The human factor, miscommunication, misunderstanding, and the pursuit of fairness. Judge Simpson balanced it all with patience and humor. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns right here on Trial Truth.